welcome back to part four? Four, yeah, part 4 of Dark Souls. So this is post-patch. Everybody was kind of warning me that I was going to be really grumpy and upset once I saw the patch notes and everything. This was going to be a Dex Faith build, so lightning spear, lightning damage, all that's been nerfed temporarily. I don't know if this is after the damage balance patch to make it better. Anyway, I'm sticking with it. My life is constantly being played on hard mode, so I figure if it's going to be tougher to use Faith, then by God, I'll just have to get better with this damn thing. Quick note, I'm an idiot, and I didn't know I could two-hand it yet, but I can. So I'm going to be doing that for a bit, see if it works out. You may notice I have different souls from last time. I went and helped a dude beat the Pursuer before I came here. I kind of just wanted to get a little more practice under my belt, get some more souls, put a couple more points into Vitality because I had none. And considering I'm planning on using a little bit more melee in this build, I really didn't want to run the risk of getting squished by everything after like 2 hits. So gonna be using ow. Yeah, good start. I'm gonna try to use this halberd more, just kind of play around with it. I'm not really too concerned about becoming the best with it. I just want to use it a little more often because it's kind of a fun weapon. Obviously I'm gonna have to pick and choose my battles a little bit better, I think. Fighting these guys without a shield seems a little nuts. And yeah, there we go. Yeah, so I'm going to be trying to mess around with that, getting my butt kicked, I imagine. I'm tempted to try to do... Where am I going? God damn it. I'm tempted to do the boss fight solo at first and just see if I'm comfortable and or capable of doing it. I feel like I shouldn't have too much of a problem solo if I'm just patient enough, but I'm not a patient person really, so who knows. But I'll give it a shot for fun. I haven't really had too many issues so far with the game, and I know a lot of people don't think it's fun if I'm not getting killed all the time, so I guess I'll just go in and see if I can get my ass kicked. Or just beat his ass. Like I said, I'm new stuff all the time. But oh shit, massive damage. He got bodied. Okay. Yeah. All right, then let's give this a shot. All right, no lightning spear. I'm gonna sunlight blade, 2 hands, and see where things go. I've actually never fought this guy melee, so I'm probably gonna get, like I said, I'm gonna get my ass whipped. Skip the cutscene because I've seen it. Yeah. Uh-oh. Stupid barrel. Do your stupid thing. Yup. Yeah. Oh, that's pretty good damage, actually. I mean, I'm not going to use that again because it took, like, all my stamina. Yeah. Oh, damn. The damage. Alright, either the halberd's still godlike, or this nerf everybody was talking about is bupkis. Ow. Alright, that kind of sucked. Whoop. Chugging Estus here while I got a second. Dive. Right hand side is the best side. That's something I actually learned pretty recently, and it's really obvious when you think about it, but most of these guys have their weapons in their right hand. So dive to the right. If you're going to roll any direction, roll right. Ooh, just out of range. How does that make you feel? But yeah, roll to the right. It gives you a little bit more evasion on their arcs. That's still really good damage without the buff. So this is just a badass weapon, I guess. All the things they said were true. And if you'll notice, you see him actually guarding his right side. because knows he's weak on that side. He's got the shield on that side, so he's not really safe. He can't protect it with his weapon, so he's protecting it, or trying to protect it through evasion. Also, rolling back is a shit idea, but I did it anyway. Huh. That was a bad double swing. I probably should have just gone for one. Finish him off. Yeah. Let's get some taunts in. Got the Ring of Blades. And tell him, not in my house. I'm very happy about that. That actually went way, way better than I thought it would. Way better. He's actually not that hard of a boss. I mean, he's one of those bosses, I think he's kind of like a... what's the best way to put it? Like a skill gate for a lot of new players. I think he's well designed in that sense, that, you know, it's kind of like, if you can't beat this guy, you're going to have problems with the rest of the game. So I think that's pretty rad. Yeah, I'm just running around in circles like an idiot. Let's just jump down. Let's jump. Let's do it. Alright. Yeah, I don't need anything over here, but I'm just kind of exploring, because I keep finding new stuff every time I play. And it's exciting. You know, with New Game Plus and everything, I just keep seeing, like, all this new content. Red Phantoms and bosses are different, damage is different. So it's cool. Yeah, I'm super, super duper happy about that boss fight. I'm kind of sad, actually, that I didn't record my my first attempt against him, and because this is going to be a really freaking short video. I'm barely 7 minutes in, so alright, I'll know what I'll do. I was going to run back to the bonfire there, but what I think I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and run up and get the bonfire in the, what is that place called? The Bastille. The Lost Bastille. Oh, the Bastille. That wasn't a... that was the shittiest French accent in history. Please don't be offended if anybody's French. I'm sorry. I really didn't mean it. Yeah. So let's go ahead and do that. Go ahead and jump in this crow's nest. Somebody actually pointed out in another video I was watching recently, I'm very bad at picking up on things like this, but they said, oh yeah, you've killed the master, and now you're his new master. The bird I'm talking about, because in the first pursuer encounter, when he gets dropped off by the bird, I'm like, oh, they were a pair. How intriguing. It's kind of cool, though. Like, I like those little details. I mean, obviously, I wish he could do more cool stuff for you, like drop you off places you haven't been yet. Like, that'd be cool if you could fast fly instead of having to find them. But that's too much work, and I understand that. So let's light this bonfire. I'm just going to do a quick test of my damage output right fast on this guy. I just want to see how much Great Sunlight Spear, or Great Lightning Spear is doing. Ooh. Ooh. That's really fucking bad. I mean, that's like really bad. Oh my god. Ew. Ew. Oh god. Oh. Well, my damage output is still fairly high. You know, using my my halberd, so I guess I can't be like too upset, but ooh, that's really bad. Like, that's not a happy set of numbers. Like, I'm used to that doing like twice as much. Ow. Ow. God. See, that's exactly what happened in the Forest of the Fallen Giants when I fucking hit that barrel for the shortcut. No idea that that was a shortcut, but, you know, good thing is this, the halberd has flame damage, and I guess it's good at opening up things that I didn't know I could open. Yeah, let's get through this stuff. Yes, I know, we've talked before. Yep. Luke Teal, you got a really sad quest, actually. I feel like if you're watching this, you've probably played the game, so I don't really feel too bad about skipping through all this stuff. If you haven't, please maybe slow this down, read this. She's got a very cool quest line. The hollowing process is kind of interesting and cool when you really get into it. You know, when you start to figure out, oh, you know, hollowing is about losing your purpose. It's about losing your memory, losing your will to live. It's kind of like the reason you become a shade is because you've either lost your life or you lost your life's purpose. Which I think that's a really cool way to put it. You know, it's something you don't always think about. I don't know if you can backstab these guys, but I'm going to try. Nope. Just chop them. Just chop the shit out of them. I'll take it. Yeah, I don't really remember this area too well. Whoop! Didn't even see that guy. Yeah. I hate these freaking dogs. I've always hated them. I don't know why nobody's, like, picking up on the fact that I'm here. I'm not exactly being quiet. Huh. Ow. Oh, doggy. It's cool, though. I mean, I'm not going to complain about not being, you know, suspiciously loud like my last playthrough. Even though I was a mage wearing, like, fucking diapers and toilet paper, I still felt like anytime I got even remotely close to something, I would aggro them. So I'm pretty happy that I'm not just aggroing the living shit out of everything. Yeah, Tornado Claw. Tornado Claw. You know, I'm really digging this halberd, actually. At first, you know, I wasn't super duper stoked about it. Oh, hell yeah, through the wall. But now I'm actually kind of liking it a lot more. I feel like I've actually gotten a little bit more of a grip on it. And using it two-handed, actually, the weapon set is way better than the solo grip. I mean, it's nice being able to, you know, shield up, and this is a godsend, being able to poke behind your shield. But this is a very cumbersome set of attacks, you know, and it's got its purpose for sure. But, you know, I dig having these attacks. They just seem a lot more fluid, dynamic, and interesting. Since I have the Age Feather, I'm just going to go back to the bonfire. I'm not going to try to go too far into the Bastille yet. It's a very lengthy area, and like I said, it's been a while since I played through it, so I want to make sure that I've got everything topped off, and I feel like 100% comfortable before I go in there. Otherwise, it's just going to be ugly. It's not going to be fun to watch. I feel like there's some things that I'm forgetting that I should go back and get or do in some of the early areas. Is there anything? Yeah, actually, now that I think about it, that's right. Well, okay, first off, I don't know if I need the key to the mansion in New Game Plus. I feel like I have to go back and get it. Again, I'm going to forget all kinds of little details like that, so please, if I'm forgetting something really obvious and simple, or something that would save me a lot of grief and time later, post it in the comments. Because granted, it's not entirely necessary to open up the mansion. You know, it's just a nice little sub-quest. I could get a soul vessel. I know there's that event that's been going on. Okay, so I do gotta go take care of all that shit. Alright, so that's something we'll do in the rest of the video. But yeah, I thought it was pretty cool, though, that they had the that chest event. What I mean is, if you've not been following the process of the game, I think leading up to the patches, there was a bit of a kind of timed event, best way to put it, I suppose, wherein you were able to acquire different items from the basement chest. It used to be a soul vessel every time. You beat skeletons downstairs and you get an item. Apparently, there's been different skins of certain weapons. Like you had like a gold great axe or something, and then like the reskin Murakumo, which again pretty cool that they're adding stuff in after the fact, which they obviously don't have to do, but it's nice to see constant support for a game, even when it's been out for a little while. I am excited though to see what else they try to squeeze into the game, because it's still young. It's still got a long way to go in its lifespan, I feel. And just seeing that kind of those small details, to me it means a lot. So again, I'm going to be patient here. I'm not going to go like nuts and try to get myself killed. No reason to die if you don't have to. This thing is just a Terminator, man. I'm digging it. It's nice being able to play a little bit of a hybrid type, because again, last time, pure mage build, it's very different, It's definitely a completely different experience, and it's nice to be able to kind of just like run up on fools and clock them, without having to feel like, I have to approach this almost like stealthily and from the side. Like, it's nice to be able to just kind of go in and do damage. So yeah, let's knock this out. I hate this little section right here. It's just frustrating. It was just a struggle the first time, and I guess again it should be, but like the first time you play this and you're just getting pelted with arrows and everything is just doing that. Doing that. I was scratching my head. That's why I didn't get that. And I knew he wouldn't kill me. I really shouldn't have assumed he wouldn't kill me, but I figured he wouldn't kill me. So I'm very happy that I was able to just, stare him in the face. Which, again, I'm glad I put some points into Vitality. Really, my original, as soon as I, got this build started, it was just get everything you need in Dex, Strength, and Faith, and then let that kind of be, the end of putting stuff in those stats until you think you absolutely have to have them. So now I'm going to start dumping stuff into like vitality, adaptability, things that I may need down the road. I don't imagine I'm going to need too many points in too much else, honestly. So, we'll just see how things go. I think vitality is going to be really the thing that I start to pump. Just because I know I'm going to need the ability to take hits. Whoa, that was close. Alright, shield up. For these goons. Let's see, and... make the jump! Oh man, that would have been cool if I would have just stabbed the absolute shit out of that guy. Oh-huh. Uh-huh. And no reason not to Estus. I got plenty of flasks. Do make a note if you're on your first playthrough for some reason playing this. Make it your life's mission to get all of the Estus shards, as well as all of the sublime bone dust. Because unless you just love the idea of not having enough healing items, and your healing items not really doing much of anything, you're going to want to get that shit. Super important. It just makes the end game and the new game so much easier on your way through. Yup. So skip all this. He's, again, talking about being hollow. He's completely lost. Kale, I think his name is. He's lost his way. He doesn't know what he's here for, and he's starting to go hollow because he's kind of lost his purpose. And it's kind of a really tragic thing, the fact that you are in some way helping him remember his purpose by, spoiler alert, when you fight the bosses, the main bosses, you light up the lights, the candles, the flames on his map, and that is what he's trying to do, is make a map of the continent. So in some weird way, there we go, I'll be back and we can discuss. In some weird way, yes, you're absolutely helping him fulfill his purpose by getting him up off the ground, out of this cave, back into his house, and back into cartography, which is his love in life, his passion. So you're keeping him from going hollow. But strangely enough, once you've completed the map and you complete his quest line, really, you you take away his will to live, his purpose, and he hollows out basically. So it's and the best friends actually mentioned this in their playthrough, and that's why I wanted to bring it up too, because I think it's such a cool point that a lot of people tend to miss, is that being hollow has so many layers to it, and this isn't the typical kind of thing in a game that most people are used to, where every positive or every action you take has a positive influence. Not everybody gains something worthwhile from you helping them in their journey. In some ways, you're helping them temporarily, but you're actually causing them to lose something very important that they had otherwise before you came along. So you are important to them in some way. You do help them to let go of life and let go of the thing that they were holding on to so dearly, but at the same time, this is a universe where being hollow, losing your purpose, really is kind of a sad, terrifying prospect, because you end up being one of these guys with no purpose, no direction. You just want souls so you can go back to being alive. That's why I like the idea of being called a shade. Very mythological. It's kind of like that Greek Roman underworld where it's not necessarily a shitty place to be, the underworld, but you're just kind of always constantly feeling empty. You don't feel whole, and you always want something more. You can see the living, and you can taste and feel the memories of being alive, but you can't get those feelings. And that's really upsetting. Like, that's a really sad way to look at it. And I feel like the shades and the hollows are exactly the same. They're seeing and existing in the real world, in a place where they're able to constantly see heroes like yourself, people who haven't made the full transition, and are jealous, and they want what you have again, and they're willing to try to take it from you violently. So when you see invaders coming for your soul, they're coming to reclaim the life that they don't have, or the life that they've lost, or the life they want. It's a very violent and terrifying world. Not too unlike what we have in our own world, unfortunately, but I think that gives just such a nice little cherry on the top of the sundae that makes the Souls world so intriguing. It really is it's not a beautiful place to be, but it feels a little bit more realistic than a lot of other fantasy settings, which I'm super cool with. But yeah, so that was a very short part. A lot more talking and discussion of the game and the theory than actual gameplay. But hey, boss down, first try, solo. Got the house key, so I'll pop that open and we'll see what's in the box. Well, let's go ahead and do that while we have some time. It hasn't been 30 minutes yet, so I will go ahead and pop that open, and we can see what we see. I'd actually rather get the soul vessel. I don't know if it's been changed back or if it's still going to be random. I do want the soul vessel more, simply because I probably, if the fate thing doesn't get changed once this playthrough is over, I'm probably going to end up going back and respecking and potentially making a strength build for New Game Plus Plus. Or I might just start a brand new game. I'm not sure yet, but I would like to be able to play around with some of the incredibly strong weapons that I've never gotten to use. I've never made a strength build in any of the Souls games. I've always used equipment that required a moderate amount of strength, but mostly I've played either hybrids or pseudo-hybrids, just because every time I played a Souls game, except for this one, it's always been on the tail end of the of the lifespan. So I haven't really gotten a chance to experience all the fun stuff, all the multiplayer, etc. And so I kind of, instead of spending a lot of time on those older games, knowing that Souls 2 was coming out, I kind of went through and did it very quickly. I did a very speedy but complete run where I was able to taste the most of the game without having to do multiple characters or do multiple playthroughs. And what I mean by that is I would do, enough strength to wield some of the bigger but not biggest weapons, enough dex to use some of the katanas, and enough like intelligence and faith to use miracles, and also some spells. So that was my raison for doing that. I just felt like if I'm not gonna play, if I'm gonna play the whole game, but I know I'm not gonna play it all the way through, with trying to get every kind of build and every kind of character class, etc., etc. Oh, Cuban effigy, that's really nice. So you're gonna give me one too? Oh, hell yeah! That's a really good way to end the video. But yeah, if I knew I'm not gonna play a whole bunch of times, and I knew that I'm not just gonna, have a bunch of different characters and a bunch of different, slots, and I'm not gonna do multiple builds, I definitely wanted to try as much as I could. But now that I'm actually into this game, and I'm feeling like there's a lot of cool stuff to be done, and I'm enjoying the way it plays. I've enjoyed it more than any of the other Souls titles. I think I'm going to try to save up and really make another kind of build for my third playthrough, especially if Faith gets nerfed as much as everybody's expecting it to be. Even though we're getting more damage per spell, we're still losing spells, and I think on the whole we're losing damage. So it might be worth it to just pump those points into, vitality or endurance or something, and just do like a pure dex or pure strength build that maybe uses some low-end miracles for healing and things like that. But haven't really decided. I still got a fucking long way to go on this character, so I'm not really not too worried about that yet. Let's see. So what do we got? Oh, there we go. Okay, so the event, I guess, still is pseudo active. I don't know if that's going to be permanent. I know a lot of people are kind of grumpy about not being able to get the timed exclusives, and that is kind of lame in some ways. But it's, from what I understand, it's a reskin. There's no extra damage. There's no bonuses. There's no boost to this piece of equipment. It literally just looks different than the first one, so it's not that upsetting. I think I've also heard from a few sources that you can actually open the chest, leave, and then zone back in, and it'll actually be the soul vessel again. So if you need it, want it, whatever, try it and see. I mean, there's other places to get soul vessels, so you don't have to worry too much about it, I don't think. Speaking of which, I'm gonna see how many I have, if any. I feel like I picked up a couple on my first playthrough, but I'm not sure. So yeah, 4. So I've got basically 4 respecs if I want it, and that was not using a guide and just kind of playing the game through on my own terms, so you should be okay. Again, don't worry too much if you don't feel comfortable with your build. You've got one really early on. If your build isn't going well, you can always respec. It's not going to hurt you one bit. So that's actually a pretty successful part, I'd say. I'm pretty happy. I'm digging my build so far. I think I look pretty gnarly. I'm digging the look. I'm digging the play style. I'm really excited to get a little bit deeper. So hopefully in the next part we will get into a new area. Just kind of push on. Maybe we'll get some invades. Maybe do a little PvP. Who knows? All I know is I'm very thankful for you guys. I'm really super excited that I've got some views on some of these first videos. First playthrough, first time really doing any videos. So it's really cool that you guys are coming and taking a look at what I've been doing. Hopefully you're digging it. I'm digging doing it. Let me know if you guys have any questions or comments. I'd be happy to answer them. And I will see you all very, very, very soon. Don't forget, there's lots of other good Let's Players out there doing these the new DLC. I'm going to get into that eventually, but if you want to see that, go ahead and take a look at some of those great guys out there, and I will see you all on the flip side. Peace out.